and I got a lot in common.
Really? You're sitting there tied to a chair, and I'm standing here with a gun in my hand.
War isn't over till both sides say it is.
We're on the phone with Yvonne Strahovski, star of Killer Elite, which hits theaters today. How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How are you doing?
Doing fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us today. My first question for you has to do with Killer Elite and just what attracted you to the role in the film.
Well, first of all, I was really excited about working with Jason Statham, so that was number one. Secondly, it's great to go back to my roots and be an Australian character. So I really, I haven't done that in a long time. I've been an American for 4.5 years. So it's really nice to go back and be Australian. And the other bonus was that we shot it in Australia, so I got to go back and revisit my home and spend some time in the Australian countryside. The real bonuses after that were, when we found out that Clive had signed on, as well as Robert De Niro. So it sort of just kept getting better and better. Also,
now you're pretty much the only, steady female in the film. So how different was that, surrounded by all these men and being in this high-action film, to be the lone woman?
It's slight pressure, I think. It feels good, though. It's nice to be the heart of the movie. It is an action, and there's a whole lot of it going on, and all the boys are very good at it. But the heart of the movie comes from the love story between my character Anne and Jason Statham's character Danny. They sort of meet again in life, and then this love story begins, and while Jason's character is sort of trying to escape this life of the killer elite, as we call them, the life of the assassin, and he's trying to get away from all of that and start a life again and be with Anne and have a relationship, and unfortunately he gets dragged back into that world of killing.
I'd say 90% of your scenes are with Jason, and it's kind of only you two. What was your feeling whenever you saw the film, the final version of the film, for the first time, seeing all the components kind of come together?
It was kind of shocking. It was kind of silly because I didn't realize that I was a part of such a big action movie. And that's because I was never involved in any of the action stuff. I shot my bits with Jason, and it's all very low-key and loving and mellow, and then here I am in the screening watching all this action and all these stunts that have happened. It's I was like, wow, this is a real action movie. It was very shocking to me, and I was really impressed with all this stuff. I was a little bit jealous that I didn't get to kick some butt like I get to kick butt on Chuck.
Well, kind of going off that, you play this really cool spy on television, and now you're playing, a love interest in a film. What differences do you love that make you like television compared to film and vice versa?
Yeah, they're two very different beasts. Television is really fast-paced, and, you're basically shooting a mini-movie in 7.5 days when we're on Chuck. That's the speed that we're going at, and you can sort of imagine how fast that really is by comparing the speed of how you shoot a movie, which, a movie is generally 1.5 hours to 2 hours, and they take anything from 6 weeks to 6 months to a couple of years to complete. So we're really shooting really fast on Chuck, whereas film is just so much slower. And there's pros and cons to both, and I like that I've got to experience both. I would say that I'd like to experience film a little bit more just because TV has been the more key element in my life in the last 4.5 years. So, we'll see where the road takes me once Season 5 Chuck wraps up.
Would you ever do a Chuck movie?
A Chuck movie? Sure, yeah.
Good luck to you, and thank you so much for talking. And I guess the film hits theaters today.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Hey, this is Yvonne Strahovski, and you're on collegemoviereview.com.